Hello, everyone. Welcome to Poetry Pioneer. This was a podcast, but we're actually doing it as a cable show, and we have a really exciting guest with us today, and we will hear from her soon. I'm Candace Owens. I am the CEO and founder of Poetry Pioneer, and my co-host Bruce, he's not able to be with us today, so I'm riding solo. But we're going to start out, and she was the second place winner in our last contest, and the theme was freedom. So that's going to be kind of the basis of our conversations today, and we're going to learn some really interesting stuff about her. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over and let her introduce herself, and then we'll let her read her winning poem. So welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks for your warm welcome. In India, it's right now 7:45 p.m. Thank you so much for your warm welcome. Hindi for the Hindi users, Jai Shri Mahakal, and we'll say one with the blessings of God. We'll start it. So, Karpura Gauram Karunavataram संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयोरविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, hello everyone. This is Rainu Mangtani from the platform of Ankakshr Miracless, which is the Institute of Occult Sciences, Spiritual Activities and Research. And I had been into the banking industry, an IIBF certified digital banker for about 6 to 7 years, and then now turned out as an internationally renowned author, anthologist, youth icon by Honorable Governor of Maharashtra from India, YouTuber, researcher, influencer, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam awardee, national and international, and much more. And I'm the wife of Mr. Abhishek Chitransh, who is an expert master numerologist. And together we both make an internationally renowned author couple. And I can say I'm blessed to be his wife. And there is a lot more about me. You can Google it. Like, firstly, my name was Rainu Mangtani, which is Renu. But then I was facing some problems in my life, like related to growth and in my career. Then my husband changed my name to Rainu. Numerologically, it is set. Post that, I have achieved a lot in my life. Like, I became the cover girl with many celebrities as they were on the cover page, and there was my cover content on it, and I'll take some names of the celebrities. It was Pavitra Punia, and there was one producer and entrepreneur, like television producer and entrepreneur. It was Anu Ranjan, and much more. Sonu Kakkar, actually, not remember so many names. There were so many covers, and I was also on the cover page. And also, I had been to the modeling industry where I was a finalist for CT Miss India International 2022, and much more. And talking about my books, I had written books, like they are titled as The Height of Life in 24 Reigns, Ladder of Success, Deep Secrets of Name, which is like advanced name numerology. It's the first book on name numerology, which we have written, and we have also presented the same into the New Delhi World Book Fair. And it's basically a research-based book on the numerology and women empowerment and economic developments. It's an anthology where 51 co-authors have written on single topic. Talking about women empowerment is something, a trending topic nowadays. And recently, my marriage, bliss versus curse. It's such a topic on which people are not focusing on, like what to talk on the topic of my marriage. But over here in this anthology, 108 co-authors have written on this same topic. So we can say it's a marriage manual basically. So it's right now available on Amazon and Flipkart. So if anyone wants to purchase it, can go it and purchase it. And 7 Lee of life. Lee is learning, earning, and expectation. So over here, everyone has written seven points on learning. earning, and expectation. So overall, about 2,500 thoughts we can say, or more than that, are in this book. So anyone can read it and can share their beautiful reviews also. So that's all about me, ma'am.
Wow. That is amazing. I'm so honored to have you here today. It sounds like you have such amazing accomplishments along with your husband. So I love the fact that you all team up and do it together. So I admire that. And the first thing I'm gonna ask, so our theme was freedom, right? And so if you don't mind to read the poem that you entered, and if you have that pulled up, and then we'll just get some insight to that, and then we'll continue our conversation.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. And thanks the moment when I got to know that I have been a second position from India, that was really something that I cannot describe into the words. And joining this poetry contest was also like, let's see what happens first, second, third, or what. But second, I was really amazed. First, no problem, will achieve first position also. If you've achieved second, then first will also achieve some or the other day. So let's read out the poem. What's the freedom? Freedom of choice, loud the voice. Freedom to discover life, keep away from knife. Freedom of equality, don't forget your duty. Freedom to jump the barrier, build your own career. Freedom of cultural identity, everyone has heart purity. Freedom to ask questions, build your own relations. Freedom to be in existence, enlighten yourself for intelligence. Freedom to write genuine, live for true immune. Freedom to be social, writing is better than vocal.
Absolutely beautiful. Um, I love that. And the reason that I picked that theme too was because I feel like a lot of us have forgot that we are entitled to freedom, right? Freedom of thought, freedom to write. And the more we act on that, the more freedom we get. So I try to use these platforms to use people like you, or not use you, to utilize people like you and others to help elevate your voice. And so, what inspired you to write that poem? Like, what kind of made you be like, you know what, I need to write this down?
First of all, I met with the author. First of all, I was a banker, and then I met with the author Rainu Mangtani, who is writing the realities of life. So actually, I was not, also not knowing that I have an author inside myself. So now I'm writing in such a way, like I play with the words in such a way that whosoever will read it will flow into the beauty of my words and will feel that it is written for him or her. So that really inspired me to write something on this beautiful topic, which is what's the freedom, so that whosoever will read will feel that it is written for him or her, like what that freedom means. It should not be that we should take advantage if if we are having the freedom. So if we talk about the freedom in terms of girls or women's, so there are some women's, if they get the freedom, then they make a positive use of it, like they will invest some time in their family, and then like in their passion profession. But some of the women's and some of the girls, if they get the freedom, they make, it's all upon you that how do you make a positive impact of it or a negative impact of it. I don't want to use about that negativity like that the girls and like women's they do on this platform, but that is really understood that if they get the freedom, then it's all upon them that what they makes use of it, positive or negative, it's all upon them.
It's true. So I wrote a book. It's called The New World Light, and it's poetic affirmations to create heaven on earth. And it's a 60-day journey. And I think we kind of have the same mindset as that goes, I can wake up every day. We all can. And we have the freedom to choose our mindset. Do we want to start the day out with a negative thought, or do we want to start it out with a positive one? And so I think that kind of goes with freedom, right? You have the freedom to choose how are you going to look at what you have and how are you going to act on that. And so
Exactly. That is basically controlled freedom.
yes, there you go. So we all have limitations, right? Like there's laws and rules that we have to follow, but you can kind of work inside those and do amazing things still. And so I think that's great. This question's really hard to ask, but I'm going to ask it because I think it's a really good one. If you can describe it, what does freedom mean to you? Um, like what, I know that's kind of hard to summarize, but it's a really good question.
So yes, yes. So what basically I have written will go with that only, like freedom of choice, loud the voice. So it's your choice. How do you choose the freedom? And then loud the voice is like, as I talked that about the controlled freedom and freedom to discover life, keep away from knife. You have to discover. That means you have to achieve a lot of things in your life, but you have to फॉर द इन हिंदी की आपको थोड़ा बच के भी चलना होगा इस तरीके से जो है कि इंटरफेरेंस देयर शुड नॉट बी इंटरफेरेंस बट यू हैव टू अचीव अ लॉट इन योर लाइफ freedom of equality, don't forget your duty. As I said that we have to achieve everything in life, but we do not have to make any discriminations, and also we do not have to forget our duties, our responsibilities, our priorities. So keeping everything in mind, we have to denote about this word freedom. Freedom to jump the barrier, build your own career. That is like whatever barriers, whatever problems comes in our life, but despite of that we have to build our own our career. Freedom of cultural identity, everyone has heart purity. So there are many people on the basis of religions, cultures, they see God is one. There are just different names of him. So there should not be on that there should not be any identity, or there should not be any cultural name, that they are just different names, but that energy is only one. On that I'll say one poem that is, meditating supreme lord in night, each and every worry in life is easily coped up. The another day is super bright, so never lose hope. So that is that energy, you have to believe in him whenever you go sleep at night. Just pray that yes, my day was very good, and I got to eat, I got everything. At least you have food, clothing, and shelter. So just say thanks to God, because despite of that, whatever you have, that is all extra, because the basic necessities that you have, so that all that everything you have in your life, that's all extra. Then freedom to ask questions, build your own relations. So you have freedom that you can ask the questions, but you should make sure that you should not interfere a lot in one's life, so that that should not spoil your relationships. So you have to make sure that you have to maintain your relations also. It doesn't mean that if you got the freedom, then you started interfering in someone's life. So you have to maintain everything. So freedom to be social, writing is better than vocal. So why we say that writing is better than vocal? So as I have written a lot of books, so on that I will give one example that, see, books have no expiry date. So whatever you have written today, that is immortal. Whoever will read it, definitely his or her life will definitely change. Vocal, maybe someone will listen, someone will not listen. It's all depends on him or her. But writing, what you have written today, that is immortal. Books have no expiry date. So these were the examples which have correlated with the freedom, and that's all the freedom means to me.
Very touching to hear that. I feel like because we are so diverse, right? I'm in the USA, you're in India, and our cultures are different, but we're all pretty much, we all want the same thing, right? We want to be full, we want to sleep well, we want to be happy. And so I think that that was a really good way of putting that. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I guess the next question that I have is, do you have anything that you would like to share with us that you haven't shared already that you feel like may help someone out there today? I'll
We'll
always
put
like
it
to
up
ask that
in
question.
Yes, we'll put it up in poetic way only. That is, the title will be A Meet with Myself. I have written it sometime. Today we'll share with everyone. So listening to this question about myself makes me excited a lot. So first of all, I'd be really grateful to God and appreciate that He created me as a beautiful soul. trust and surrender yourself to the universal God. So, as I said, I would be grateful to Him for giving me food to eat all 3 times in a day and shelter to cover and protect myself. One should always thank and show the gratitude to the Creator for who we are today. I am nothing and nothing without His grace. All is what He blesses me daily, and then only I can wake up and do my routine activities by remembering Him in each and every activity. So, whenever we are in problem, then we should remember Him. Why? When you start and end your day with His blessings, no problem will touch you. So why I am sharing all these things? Because I have experienced this in my life, and I do the affirmations also. So I really don't share like with anyone. But those who really need it, or those who really ask me that we are in problems, so what should we do? So just love yourself and start praying to the God. Like, be positive in your life. See, whatever happens in your life is always something for good. Why? Because that God knows it. I would give one example over here also. Okay, sometimes it happens that you have planned your travel, and it happens that it gets delayed or it gets cancelled due to some or the other reason. But maybe you did all your plannings, you did all your packings, but then suddenly you get to know that you would not like to go, or there is some reason that you have to cancel your trip. So don't make your mood off, or don't see that whatever happens here, it happens with me only. You do not have to do that. You should say thank to God, because you never know that anything, something bad could go gonna happen with you in that trip. So it's better that trip got cancelled. So just remember that whatever happens in your life is the God, He only knows. You better say thanks if you have food, clothing, and shelter. Apart from that, whatever you have in your life is all that extra. And like, believe me, if you remember Him always like this, He won't leave your hand as He's sitting there only and only to forgive. We have to take just one step. Believe me, He would come 10 steps for you and bless you like anything. Why am I telling all this? Because I have personally experienced daily in my life, and never feel proud that you know this beauty, because you know that whatever we are today, it's all His grace that He has made us so. So be a beautiful and peaceful soul. Keep thanking Him and say that, my great master, it's all yours and yours only given to me. I am nothing and nothing without your grace. So in the meet with Renu, we came to know that her life was turned out very differently at each and every stage. It's like no one can stop her despite of the obstacles that came into her way. She handled, managed everything so beautifully, and she is one of the best example to the society. Thank you so much.
Oh, my eyes are watering. So I can testament to that. I had a near-death experience. I had surgery and it went really bad. And I had to learn to walk again. And I had to learn a young child. I couldn't hold him for months. And the only thing that kept me through that was God. I knew that it had to get better, and it was so painful, but I knew that it would eventually end, right? Because something else, not that someone else was in control. And ever since then, my mission has to been to try to make this world better. And so to hear someone like yourself who's been through their own challenges, but you won't give up. And I think resilience is so important because it makes your faith stronger every time you feel like, there's been times I've had $1 in my bank account. I'm like, how am I going to feed my kid? How am I going to do this? The next day, something miraculous happens and I may get a $10 deposit, but it may be just enough, but it's always coming. And I think with gratitude, one of my favorite things to say is have the attitude of gratitude, because I feel like you can't be mad if you're always grateful. You can't be sad if you're always grateful. So it gets rid of those negative emotions and it keeps you in a positive state of mind. I try to teach my son we're like we're like a tuning fork. We're a frequency. And so whatever we tune into is the reality we're going to get. He doesn't quite understand it, but I keep trying to push that in his head. And so I got a couple more questions and then we'll wrap up. one thing I always like to ask, what advice do you have for the audience? Do you have anything out there that you could recommend? Because you are very successful in your career. And I'm sure there's some people out there that may want to write, they don't know what to do. Is there anything you'd like to share that may help them?
Yes, of course. So please listen to your inner voice and give your valuable time to your own passion. At least minimum 30 minutes in a day to improve yourself and to motivate yourself to focus on your profession. And if you're following your passion, you can do better in profession. So follow your passion. And like writing about books, I would say that you everyone has an author inside him or her, but that remains that on the back sides of the diary pages or so. So you anyone who is listening to us right now and is interested in writing the articles or writing their poems, so can reach out to us anytime. My Instagram page is truth underscore of underscore life 82, and our Facebook page is Ankakshr Miracles, and you can Google about us also on Ankakshr Miracles, about me, about my husband. So anytime you can reach out to us.
That's very kind. And I will send the information to the studio and have them try to link that in the bio. So it should be listed underneath the show description. If it's not, feel free to reach out to any of us on the show and we will get you the information. So the last question, which it sounds like you've already made a lot of your dreams come true. So I don't know if you can answer this one, but I always like to ask, what is your dream come true with poetry? Like what would be, and I think that's kind of hard because then I'm kind of limiting what your dream is. So I don't want to limit you, but like what would be the next step in making your dreams come true?
So, I would say that's my personal tagline. That is, confidence is something you create within yourself by believing in who you are. So, believe in yourself, and nothing is impossible. And the minute you think that this is impossible for you, so you'll not be able to do anything. So, impossible word itself says that I am possible. So, just accept everything in your life, whatever comes up. And talking about my dreams, so I have to first of all that I would jitna bhi I'll say thanks. It's really less for this achieving this beautiful position, that is second position from India in this contest. So next dream that I would have, that I have to receive the award from President of India very soon. That is my manifestation, not only from India, from USA
I love
very
it.
soon.
Dream big, dream big. I actually, on a funny note, not funny, I actually sent a message to President Trump here in the United States because I want to, and it was basically just talking about the company that I have, Poetry Pioneer, how we're trying to make a global impact, how art can heal, how I feel like politics can not always fix everything, but sometimes we need to use writing or artists. So I love to hear that you're trying to manifest the same thing because you got to think big, right? Because if the worst thing can do, say no. You know, the worst he can do is delete the email, never get it. But at least I know I put that out there in the universe and I'm doing everything that I can do. So keep dreaming big and take those steps because that's what we need more of. I mention as disruptors or dream makers because you don't just accept reality as it is. You're like, excuse me, is this really how it's supposed to be? Or is this just how things are being projected? Um, and curiosity, I think, is always important. So that is a really, and I have a feeling you're going to accomplish anything you put your mind to. Um, so I will be excited to see that come. So we're running, we got about 8 minutes left, it looks like. So I will start off again by thanking you for coming and joining us today. Hearing everything that you said it's touched me very, very much. And I also see that you have such a diverse background, which I love because I also, for my career, I don't really talk about it a lot, but I do finance and HR and all these things that they're not related at all to what I do outside of work. But like you mentioned, my creative endeavors have elevated my professional career. I don't know how, but I think the words you said, confidence, it has gave me, there was times that I would go in the room with doctors or someone and I'd be like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I don't belong here. You know, like these are, they're not, I want to say they're above me, but I thought, you know, they're smarter than me. And now I walk in the room and I'm like, hello, everyone, how are you? And I just have that presence about me that I belong there because I am there. If I wasn't meant to be there, God wouldn't put me in that room. Um, So again, thank you. And to our audience out there, I hope everyone enjoyed it. Our whole goal is to get as many voices as we can and share them across the world. And it starts by collaborating. And so we hope that we can partner with you again. And we're looking, if you have any ideas, we're looking for, and I'll reach back out to you via email, but we're looking for some suggestions on the next contest, a theme that could really get people inspired. And so I would love to collaborate with you. If you have any ideas, send that to us. If you have your network, we can use your network because it's bigger than, as you know, I think we both understand that what we're doing is bigger than ourselves. So we are just doing what we're called to do and following it. And hopefully it will just keep having to trickle. So in closure, is there any
Ideas or suggestion in terms of like I couldn't get it. Can you just repeat it like that's for?
so we're gonna do, you know how we did the contest of freedom that you entered? We want to do another contest. So, but we try to pick
Okay,
a
okay.
theme.
Contest,
Yeah.
contest ideas or suggestions.
Yes, yes. So something that you
Okay.
feel like, because you seem like you're very in tune. So like you said over there, there's certain things that are trending that we want to try to get in so we can get people to get those emotions out. We want to get people, and that's kind of our ideal. I've thought of things, but I always like to get, and I'll credit if you come up with the ideal and we use it 100%, I'm going to credit you for the ideal. But we just want to get as many people as we can and make an impact. So in our mind, you're not just a guest on today's show. We're going to collaborate and continue to collaborate. And so I look forward to the things that we can continue to do. And I hope our network continues to expand. And who knows, we may see you on the news one day, talking to either the president of India or the president of whoever. So I'm really excited to see that. Do you have any questions or anything else that you want to talk about before we got 5 minutes left? So I don't want to rush it, but I just got a timer up there. So I was just trying to set the time there.
No, any such questions like so this is the this when you're going to upload it, right?
Yeah. So what I will do is the way it works is I will send this to the network, and they will upload it on their channel. Once they upload it, I can send you the link. And like I told you, it will go out on the cable. So to be on their network, I think they've got a network of, I don't know how many people live in Vermont, but there's a lot of people there. So to go across their TV, and then they'll upload it to YouTube. And then I will send you that link and you can share it with whoever you want. And it should be available forever. So unless YouTube crashes, but it should be there. So we should be good. But again, thank you so much. This is one of the things I really enjoy is just connecting with others that, may have different experiences, but we all have the same, like, I feel like even though I may not be from your culture, I can relate to how you feel, right? And those are the things that excite me because we're all human, and we all bleed the same. And so I think that a lot of the world has tried to divide us over time. And I think it's now for us to come back to one. We are all, in the end, trying to make this a big, beautiful world. And it can happen. It just takes us all being like, you know what, we don't want to hear it. We just want to be focused on what is good. And like you said, if you get 3 meals a day, it's a good day. If you get 1 meal a day, it's a good day. You got food. Be grateful. So I'll go ahead and get off here. But again, thank you so much for joining us today. And
Thank you so much.
I hate that you didn't get to meet my co-producer, Bruce. But we'll get connected with you so you can kind of have a chat with him, because he's the one that
Yes,
helped.
surely. Actually, we were having him today only, but no problem if he couldn't join. We'll connect. We got a chance to connect with you once again, you and the co-producer
Yeah.
of this contest.
Well, here goes to making a global impact. We're just getting started. So you enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah, it's evening there. So you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will send you the details too. And thank you again for being a part of our show. So,
Thank you so much.
all right. Bye, everyone. We hope you enjoyed.
Bye.